Right, this person you're talking about, if you don't agree with what they have to say, hang on, Jim, if you don't agree with everything that they say about people, that's it. You're a troll, you're a, how can I word it without saying the real word? Read a file, I'm going to call it. Or you're a bonce, or you're this, or you're that. There's always something that they label you as, but you're not entitled to label them. See, it's not fair then. That's an east, isn't it? They can say what they want about you. They can call you the worst names.
Hello, me lovely. So that's a clip of Julie's on Jingle Jangle Jim Smith's panel on his channel. And she's talking about me there. And basically saying that I call people all kinds of label them all kinds of horrible names because they don't agree with me. That's not true. Look, one of the people you're going to hear talking to here is Narrative Destroyer. Narrative Destroyer has some completely opposite views to me. And yet I always have him as a very welcome guest on my lives. Other people, Ronan Holden, completely at times opposite views to me. But he's always more than welcome on my channel. It's not that people have opposing views, it's when people come across with absolutely vile, disgusting hate. Now, what you haven't heard there is the beginning of this recording. And why I won't put it up, because Jim Smith's coming out with his normal hates, horrible hate speech, horrible things he's saying. And Mother Hen, which I'll get on to, she tries to present herself as this Mother Hen, caring, loving, nice person. Julese does. She's sitting there along with her mate Cindy, who does the same thing, trying to be a nice, caring person, listening to all this, and none of them say anything about, no, that's not right. You come on my channel, and anyone that knows this about me, and you start using terminology that I think is going to offend someone, I don't care who it is, I will pull you up and challenge you over using that terminology. Julese and, as I say, her mate Cindy will sit there and not challenge any of that at all. They'll stay completely quiet. But let's go over the background, because this video is really about Julese accusing me of using her deceased son to score points at Emma Cockrell. And this is my defence of that and my answer to that. But to give people a quick rundown of the history between me and Julese. Julese actually used to be a mod on my channel along with Cindy, and then one day I was in their live chat. It was I can't remember whether it was it was Julese's live chat, and someone started abusing me. So I objected to this and said, "Look, I'm not here. I'm here to have fun." I said, "Not to be abused by someone in the live chat." Well, to cut a long story short, it was actually Cindy who came out as worse on that because she was laughing. No, don't bother with that. So I thought, right, if that's how I'm going to be treated when I join in the live chat on your channel, I'm keeping away from you. So I stopped making them mods, didn't want to know them. I thought, get on with them. That was an end of it. Go forward a few months. Just by mere chance, I saw Julese's channel popping up and she was live and I clicked on it, and just by mere chance, I mean, it was like some kind of divine intervention. Jingle Jangle Jim Smith was on there calling me all the horrible names, and Julese was quiet, not saying a word, not challenging him, and Cindy was giggling away as she usually does, like an idiot. So I objected to this and I put up a post. And what I said on the post was how, disgusting it was that they were listening to this hate speech against someone that was born intersex. I can't help being born intersex. It wasn't a choice. People who don't know what intersex is, it's hermaphrodite. It's not a sexuality, it's a physical condition. And I pointed out that intersex people get bullied, which we do. It can be very dangerous for intersex people. But then this is what caused an absolute war on YouTube for a little while on this side of YouTube. I put in it, in some countries, which is true, intersex babies are euthanized when they're born and identified as intersex. For some reason, Julese read that as I had said. Julese laughed at dead babies. Now, excuse me, I'm going to cough, and I can't be bothered to turn the mic off. I just couldn't be bothered to turn the mic off. I'm sorry, my lovelies. So let's continue. Anyway, she took it that I was saying Julese laughs at dead babies. So immediately I got on there and said, I did not say you were laughing at dead babies. I was pointing out that's what happens to intersex people. And that's why when you've got mates like Jingle Jangle, Jim Smith coming out with these horrible terminologies and insults, I said that's dangerous. And that's where it can lead to in extreme circumstances, babies being euthanized. She wouldn't accept that. And I thought, why is she determined to see it as I said she was laughing at dead babies? And then I realised she's working the situation. She's a manipulator. She's a worker. She needs to see it as I said she was laughing at dead babies. So she could be the victim. Interesting point here. Cindy has never once said, I said she was laughing at dead babies. And she was included I included her in this speech I gave. So I thought, she's just working the situation. All sorts happened. They started ganging up on me. Julese was actually enabling Jim Smith. Jim Smith was coming out with hours and hours and hours of abuse towards me. And she'd be sitting there saying nothing, listening to all this. I say this is the mother hen. But that's what she likes to portray herself as. But anyway, I've said that, got the history out the way. There was more involved, but I can't be bothered going into it. Let's now get on to this issue where she claims I used her late son to score points off Emma.
What they said, they brought up my kid because say my son died of an addiction, right? So they automatically thought it was crack. So because Emma called H that, they said, how's your top mod feeling about you using that word? Well, why would I care? For her to use that to get a dig at Emma was disgusting. You can't come back from that, Craig, ever.
Now, I can't come back from that because I never went anywhere because I said it. But she's referring to posts I put up when I saw that Emma Cockrell was continually calling certain people crackheads and all this, like she's got room to call anyone a junkie or a crackhead or whatever. Oh, maybe hand me a laugh. Ha, ha, ha. Emma Cockrell calling anyone a crackhead with her history. But anyway, I noticed that Julese was in there giving hearts and love and all this. Our besties, our sisters and all this business. Well, why did I feel the need to point out that could offend her? Could offend Julese, her using terminology like that? And how did I find out, or how did I know her son had died from an overdose? What I'm going to do is go forward now to when Narrative Destroyer asks a question. And I'm going to show to you now how manipulative and lying Julese can be. I'll just get that part.
How did it get on here in the first place?
I have no fucking idea.
Right.
Let's just
No, I
change
want to
the
know.
subject.
I think you spoke about it. I think you bought it, honey. I think you've spoke about it, and then other people have spoke about it. Am I right?
Exactly right as usual, Craig. Julese did speak about it, and this is what Julese is conveniently trying to forget and claim no knowledge of knowing, even though it's a kickoff about it. What happened was, there's another YouTuber called Shuffling. Now, I'm sure it was Shuffling. I'm 99% sure it was Shuffling. It might have been someone else, but I really am sure it was Shuffling because it was a while ago it was said. Now, Shuffling used the term junkie, not aimed at Julese's late son. No one knew at that point anything about Julese having a deceased son from an overdose. She then expressed disgust, and in a sorrowful voice, she started going on and relating how her son had died of an overdose. And she thought it was disgusting that anyone would use a term like junkie. And she really laboured the point. Now, when you hear that fact that it was her that put it out there, and the reason she put it out there was to attack Shuffling, who she didn't like at the time, then you suddenly get a different view of Julese, don't you? She's selectively outraged. She was outraged at Shuffling, using the word junkie, not aimed at her son, but yeah, her mate, Emma Cockrell, can call people junkies, crackheads, everything else, and she doesn't say a peep. That's selective outrage. Now, there she completely denies that she knew. She can't have forgot that unless there's something wrong with her brain. She can't have forgotten that that's what happened, but she denies it because if she'd said it, she'd then be confirming that when the situation arises where she can use and exploit what happened to her son to score points on someone. She's accusing me of scoring points on Emma by using her son. No, she was scoring points on Shuffling by doing that. So it's not me scoring the points. Anyway, how the hell would I have known about it? I don't know who she is. How would I know about her son? She put it out there, as Craig said, but she denies it. Why does she deny it? Because she's a manipulator and a liar. But let's continue.
Absolutely. Thank you, everybody. I'm fine, everybody, but I took time off YouTube, right? Because I was going through a bad time. And the thing is, it had only just been his birthday. So I hadn't been on, right? I hadn't been on YouTube. Cindy knew, Emma knew, AJ knew,
How old was it?
Bluebells knew. And I'm not going to say his age, Craig, because I've got creepy fuckers that would look for him.
This is a classic repeat of what I said earlier about the time when Julese suddenly decided she wanted to see in a post that I put out there that I said she was laughing at dead babies, when I never said that. I never said that at all. It's like she wants to be the victim. That's it. She's got to be the victim in this. Even when her goddamn friend, Jingle Jangle Jim Smith, was coming out with all kinds of hate towards me, when I pulled her on it, she still tried to make out she was the victim. Go to hell, she's no victim. But this is the interesting thing, what she does in that. She's trying to make out, oh, my post, is that what she's saying, that my post made her so ill? This is the same woman who claims that she doesn't give a shit what I say about her. She doesn't care. But suddenly I make it ill. And she has to stress the point, and this is interesting, that it was coming up to her son's birthday. How would I know when her son's birthday was? But the implication is there to anyone listening that I timed this. And I'll stress again, I didn't say it nasty. I was just pulling Emma up and telling her to be careful what she said, because it might upset Julese. But, this say, I was ill. The implication being that horrible Anne made me ill, vile, horrible monster, and it was around the time of my son's birthday. Now, this is another thing. You heard the indication when Narrative asked her how old her son was. She wouldn't tell him. Well, this big, I won't play it here, this big debate started and started getting very angry over should he have asked that question. And her response, as you heard there, was she doesn't want people finding out by his age how old he was, because it was in the papers apparently. She doesn't want them finding him in the papers and then identifying her. That's also a crock of cack as well, because if you hear it, she's going on that when I did my post, it was around the time of her late son's birthday. Wouldn't people be able to find him if they were going to find him on that? They just have to look at the date I put that post up and say, well, it's going to be around that date. Let's go searching. It's all bull. It's all totally bull out of her mouth, it is.
Him. I don't mind what talking about what happened to him because I hope that saved someone's life. That's what I hope, that somebody one day that's got addiction issues that thinks, oh my God, this young man died, left 3 beautiful children behind, but he died. That could happen to me. Hopefully something clicks.
Now, this is the other manipulation technique that Julese uses. Now she's using which she uses more often than anything else. I'm a caring mother hen. I'm a really precious soul that cares about humanity and cares about the suffering. Forget the fact that she's on a channel that's coming out with terrible hate speech. Can forget that she's on a channel where her best mate, Jingle Jangle Jim Smith, was jeering and skitting a woman who had been violated that badly that she nearly died. Let's remember that. And she's on other channels. Emma's channel, Emma Cockrell's channel, can't be called a place of bliss and harmony. It's all drama. So, and she's on other ones. But no, she's giving you, she's the king. And she wants to use her sons passing away and his overdose to help others. How that's going to happen, I don't know by mentioning it. I don't know. But she's hoping that's something that will make something click. Oh, I can survive. How? But she's just been saying, hasn't she? She doesn't want anyone knowing who her son is because she doesn't want anyone identifying who she is and where she is. Well, how the hell is she supposed to talk about her son and help others if she's scared to give out details? See what I'm saying? And this gets onto the issue with this constant manipulation turning around. Oh, look at me, I'm the poor victim here. Look, I was ill, I was sick. Oh, horrible Anne, go bully Anne because I was sick. And then it's, oh, I'm the Mother Teresa Julese now. I want to help others even though I've just said I don't want to talk about my son, even though, it's all going the one way. Now, she's accused me, which is horrible, of using her son to score points. But who is actually using her late son to score points? I simply put a post out there telling Emma to be careful what language she's using because Julese got upset with Shuffling for using the word junkie and made a big thing of it. Now, was she scoring points using her late son at Shuffling because she didn't like Shuffling? Now she's going on about, oh, I was ill and I was this at me. Is she using them again to score points at me, someone she can't stand, and makes it quite clear she doesn't like? Am I the one scoring the points or is it her? But anyway, let's continue.
You want to know why I want to know it? Now, let me answer. I've lost 3 friends. I've lost 3 friends, man. Like, I lost one. I lost one friend, he was 18, right? I lost another one like he was 40. And I've lost... What?
And now I'm asking for a legitimate answer. Don't say oi to me. That's rude.
Oh, shut up, man. You know the YouTube grammar police,
Shut
man.
up.
You speak with him with a bit of fucking respect.
Don't be speaking to my Cindy like that, please. I don't like it.
There's another hand me a laugh situation. Ha 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 ha. So upset because Cindy was told to shut up and how that is so unacceptable and rude. But yet this is the same Julese and Cindy who have sat and listened to Jingle Jangle Smith and some of his guests on this panel coming out with the most disgusting and I mean brutal hate speech towards me, lies against me. And this is day in, day out. Actually, his whole channel was started just to get at me. That's how much he is obsessed with me. Totally obsessed. And they haven't once pulled him up where if people, look, people, anyone that comes into my live streams, please put in the comments whether I'm telling the truth when I say this. Don't I always pull everyone up if they come up with inappropriate language, inappropriate insults towards people? Don't I always pull them up and I'll mute them as well or kick them off if they carry on doing it? Even though I may not like the person that they're talking about, I won't let them do it. But Mother Hen, who wants you to believe that she's such a victim of me, oh, such a terrible victim of me, she's such a victim of shuffling or whatever. And she's, also this caring person who wants to go out and use the tragedy she had to suffer to help others save their lives, even though she doesn't want to talk about the details. Go work that one out, Einstein. Now, that's supposed to lead to success or save anyone. I don't know. But there it is. I put up a simple post, well, comment actually, to Emma saying, don't say that, it will upset Julese, because I'd seen Julese, what she kicked off on, shuffling, like when he said the word junkie, not to her son, as I say. But anyway, I'll leave it at that. But, Julese, make sure that you never go for an enemy, because I swear down, your brain's going to pop out your ass, because that's where it's residing, honey. That's where it's residing.